What's up, I'm Ivory Shakur.
Hey, it's Young Prince.
I'm 41X, and we are
BHANGA BANGLA. Today, we're gonna break down Jutar Bari.
Jutar Bari, pasara dor pirabo, sundur, shari, shunduri, shunduri, shunduri. Ore, baba, Bangali, ore, baba, amratu tagaya.
Growing up brown, and I don't just mean like Bengali. You could be Indian, Paki, African American, Mexican, in some cases white. There's a 90% chance that you've been beaten with a belt, a sandal, a spatula, an extension cord, or a broomstick. These are facts.
It's a tradition followed by mothers of several cultures to beat their child with a shoe. I'm Bengali, we say juta, and in Hindi they say chappo. In Spanish they say chanka.
In our language, we say Jutar Bari, which the literal definition is to be shoe slammed.
It may seem politically incorrect, that's just how we grew up.
Worst case scenario, it's your own shoe you're getting beat with.
We all know what a body slam is. Well, Jutar Bari is to be body slammed with a shoe. Basically, in other words, an ass whooping, the traditional discipline of the South Asian culture. You'll hear that phrase from your parents first, and probably because you were doing something wrong or something that they didn't want you to do. If you're Bengali, you might have heard the phrase, Jutar Bari dibo, or questions like, Jutar Bari chino, or Jutar Bari khaba, which literally means, do you want to eat an ass whooping? It's the first time you hear some real Bangla drill music.
Ore baba, oyo do brio do ke, banga, Bangla, ore do janani, Bangali.
The song and video are completely different from each other. In the video, like all of our other videos, there's a story, a concept. Our first video is linked to our fourth video. Our ninth video is linked to our second video. They're always on the same trajectory, whether it's like going forward or going backwards. When I'm writing out the story and the concept, I'm always putting a message in the video. A truth mixed with fiction and imagination. The videos portray a world that's like this world, but some things are different, some things are exaggerated. Jutar Bari is set in 1971. That was important because the Bangladeshi people gained their freedom and independence in 1971. Before 1971, Bangladesh, the country, didn't exist. They had to go through war and genocide for that to happen. My dad was in that war. My grandfather was in the military his entire life too. My dad was part of the Bangladesh military resistance known as the Mukti Juddha, the resistance that ultimately helped Bangladeshi people keep their freedom and gain their independence. What was happening at that time was basically genocide to the Bangladeshi people. Growing up in America, you don't learn that history. I never did. I had to learn this from my dad, so I wanted to highlight the 1971 time period.
This also has to do with how the British colonized us. When I was young, I always wondered why this happened. When I did my research, I realized they basically pinned us against each other and separated us, divide and conquer.
There's actually a story my dad shared with me recently of when him and some of his friends who were also in the Mukti Juddha were in Bangladesh scouting an area for how many Pakistani soldiers were in that area. Pakistani soldiers stopped the car that they were in. Everyone in that car only spoke Bangla. And at that time, they were killing Bengali people on sight. My dad was the only person in the car that knew how to speak Urdu. He made up a lie and told the soldiers that everyone in the car was from Pakistan. My dad told me that he might have not made it that day. That day was the first time he thought about death.
My father, rest in peace, he was a great man. He also was involved in the war. When the Pakistanis took Sheikh Mujib into lockup, everyone panicked and my father was able to get him out. Both my grandpas were picked up by the army. My mom's dad was let go because he was a doctor, but my dad's dad was never to be seen again.
Bangali, ore, baba, amratu tagaya, Jutar Bari, pasara dor pirabo, sundur, shari, shunduri, ore, baba, Bangali, ore, baba, amratu tagaya.
Did you just throw the shoe?